Hi there, Spanish Grammar Guy here on Focus 15 to help you with your Spanish grammar. In this session, we'll explore the proper future tense in Spanish, also known as the futuro simple. And this tense is used to describe actions that will occur in the future, often without a specific time. So let's have a look at the structure of the proper future tense. In Spanish, forming the proper future tense involves using the infinitive form of a verb and adding specific future tense endings. Unlike English, which uses will or shall to indicate future actions, Spanish relies on conjugating the verb by putting an ending on it. So let's have a look at those future tense endings, and they're the same for all verbs. The endings are the same for them all, whether they end in AR, ER or IR, and even irregular verbs have the same endings. Let's have a look at the endings now. Yo, he, tú, has, él, ella, usted, ha, nosotros, hemos, vosotros, heis, and ellos, ellas, ustedes, han. And what you notice about them, they all have an accent apart from nosotros. We'll have a chat about that in a second. But let's look at examples using the regular verbs hablar, to speak, comer, to eat, and vivir, to live. The key here is in the use of the accent, which gives the pronunciation a particular emphasis on the last syllable of each word. So, for example, if we take the verb hablar, to speak, yo hablaré, tú hablarás, él, ella, usted hablará, nosotros hablaremos. And we notice here this doesn't have an accent, but the rest do. Vosotros hablaréis, and finally, ellos, ellas, ustedes hablarán. So the key in the pronunciation here is stressing that very last syllable for them. And we notice that they all have an accent apart from nosotros, because nosotros, the pronunciation for that, for example, hablaremos, is regular. It follows the regular pattern of accentuation in Spanish, so we don't need an accent. Have a look on this channel for a video explaining the use of accents in Spanish. So now let's look at a regular ER verb, comer, meaning obviously to eat. So it's yo comeré, tú comerás, él, ella o usted comerá, nosotros comeremos, vosotros comeréis, and ellos, ellas, ustedes comerán. Again, it's the infinitive of the verb plus these common endings. And it's exactly the same for IR verbs as well. Let's take vivir, for example. Yo viviré, tú vivirás, él, ella, usted vivirá, nosotros viviremos, vosotros viviréis, ellos, ellas, ustedes vivirán. So, of course, what you'll notice is that the verb endings are all the same for all types of verbs. But there are irregular verbs, of course, but the irregularity in the future tense is not in the ending, it's in the stem of the verb, because the endings remain the same for all of the verbs. Let's have a few common examples. So, for example, tener becomes yo tendré, tú tendrás, etc. Poner becomes yo pondré, tú pondrás, etc. Decir becomes yo diré, tú dirás, él dirá, for example. So why do we use the proper future tense? What's it for? It's often used for predictions, promises, or actions that will definitely happen. For example, a sentence like mañana lloverá, it will rain tomorrow. A prediction, something that you predict will definitely happen. Te llamaré más tarde. I will call you later. Although Spanish speakers often use the present tense here. Te llamo tarde. Nosotros viajaremos a España el próximo año. We will travel to Spain next year. A definite action in the future. So that's where we use the future tense. Let's just have a look at some other irregular verbs with a change in their stem for this tense. But remember, all the endings remain the same. The endings are yo, he, tú, has, él, ella, usted, ha, nosotros, hemos, vosotros, heis, and ellos, ellas, ustedes, han. He, has, ha, hemos, heis, han. Okay, so let's have a look at some more of the irregular ones that change the stem of the verb but keep the endings the same in this future tense. So haber, for example, becomes habré, habrás. Hacer becomes haré, harás, hará. Querer becomes querré, querrás, querrá, etc. Saber becomes sabré, sabrás, sabrá. Venir becomes vendré, vendrás, vendrá, vendremos, etc. Poder becomes podré, podrás, etc. And salir becomes saldré, saldrás. Saldrá, saldremos, saldré, saldrán. Okay, great, that's it for now. Please subscribe to Focus 15 with the Spanish Grammar Guy for more Spanish grammar tips. See you soon, and thanks for watching.